We previously discussed contracts as the first legal infrastructure tool to mitigate risk. Contract terms provide a legal construct to insulate a dispute or liability. But what happens when the liability is not covered by a contract, or the specific contract terms do not insulate the risk? For example, the damage caused by a fire in your facility is not a contractual issue. While you may have a contract with your landlord or banker regarding the steps you must take after the fire, the contract won't mitigate your business's risk relating to the fire or pay for the damage. Another example is where there's a contract dispute. A customer claims that your business has damaged them in some way. A good contract is the first line of defense, with clear language to handle disputes and limit liability. We hope those terms provide enough teeth to limit the exposure. But if you can't resolve the dispute with your customer using the contract, or if you find yourself in litigation, the next line of defense is insurance that covers the liability. To use insurance as a legal infrastructure tool effectively, it's critical to know what insurance you need. First, you want to understand what types of relationships exist in your business. Then consider what could go wrong in those relationships. What is the exposure if any of the relationships fail or go awry? Second, you want to look at the assets of your business, including physical assets, intangible assets, and people assets. If one or more of these were lost, what would be the impact to the business? What would the business need to keep the wheels turning to serve its customers and its other stakeholders? Third, consider what obligations you have to third parties. These obligations are often found in your contract terms. What's your exposure if you fail to fulfill the obligations? The contract will likely provide some guidance with its insurance requirements, but the required amounts may not reflect the true exposure. You want to consider the worst-case scenario if a problem arises and be sure you're covered. From this list of relationships and risks, you can identify what you need your insurance to cover, both in substance and in amount. You should have an insurance broker who works with businesses and is familiar with your industry. By doing this pre-work, you can better inform the broker and work with them to find the right insurance solutions, not just the minimum required. And in doing so, you'll be prepared to get back on your feet quickly if a liability arises. Let's look at insurance as a tool for your business using Section 3 of the workbook.